What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another weekly update. So this week is going to be of the utmost excitement. I am pretty excited to see the volatility that comes this week. We'll likely have a very hectic week. It doesn't have to be that way, but I'm going to be honest. The charts are suggesting it is going to be that way, and we do have some news coming up that is likely to make it that way. All right, so today we're going to be going over the TA. We're going to be talking about the news factors that are going to be affecting us moving forward. And then we're going to go over the economic data that is coming out this week. All right, and obviously we will have a projection. Now, I do want to start off by saying, guys, we did reach 500 subscribers here on the channel, which means I will be able to post the Webull updates directly here to the channel. So stay tuned for that. I will be dropping the Webull update is already out, but I will be dropping that here after I'm done finishing this video. I'm going to post it to our community tab, and you guys should be getting a notification on that if you do have notifications turned on. So I hope you guys do enjoy those as they do come out. That being said, let's get right into the TA. All right, so we're going to start off with the weekly time frame. Actually, you know what? We'll start off with the monthly time frame. How are things gearing up, okay? I personally do believe this is going to be, we're not at the end of the month yet. We have one more week to close out this month. Well, we have 1.5 weeks, I believe. But I do want to point out that we do have, and we can close out that. QQQ did break out from its descending channel there, which that is a bullish factor. You do have your monthly stochastic crossing up, and you do have this bullish Harami setup, all right? And that is on QQ. We go over to SPY, you have the same exact bullish Harami setup. We can actually take off that line right there. Oh, we take off a second line right there. Oh, we open the coding for this page. Nice. Going over to VIX, all right? We do not have a bearish Harami setup, but as you do see, our oscillators are in extremes. And we are ready to cross down here on the monthly stochastic. All right, so going over the weekly time frame, keep in mind that's the monthly, so everything that gets discussed on the monthly likely will take a while to play out, as it is the monthly. You know, it only forms one candle each 30 to 31 days, so or 28 to 31 days. But yeah, all right, so going over the VIX, we will start with the VIX's weekly time frame. All right, so we do have VIX's oscillators at extremes. You have your stochastic crossing down. I think you crossed up. Did you cross up last week or the week before? You crossed up, and now you were crossing right back down. Your oscillators are at extremes here. You did not form this bearish weekly divergence here because you did not come up higher than here on this candlestick right there. But I do want to point out that, hey, VIX is losing its momentum on the weekly time frame, guys. Typically, when we see this happening, we see it go back down to the other side. All right, even if it's just going to be this spike and then we spike back up, well, it still suggests VIX is going to be cooling off, which suggests that the indices are not going to be cooling off. They're going to be doing the exact opposite, which is rising. All right, so now that we've gone over that, let's start off with QQQ. All right, first of all, I want to start off by saying this time was different. We had 3 weekly closes underneath the 200 weekly MA. All right, past 20 to 22 years. That has only happened a few number of times. All right, by that I mean 2 times. We come over to NDQ. And you come over here. Oh, I do believe I have that marked. There we go. You've had 08. You had a 30% sell-off after having your first week of close underneath it. Come back to .com. Oh, you had a 20% sell-off in 3 weeks after closing beneath it. Well, what happened this time? They held it up. All right, that is exactly what happened this time. They held it up. You are now completely over it right now. You had your close over it, so that does suggest to me that this time was different. All right, it's not safe to tell you to tell yourself this time is going to be different, because that should never be the case. Most likely that is literally going to be someone's last words, so I don't vouch for anybody saying this time will be different. Please don't catch yourself doing that, and if you do catch yourself doing that, please correct yourself and just realize what you are doing. All right, this time was different. All right, there was no way we could have known that, but this time was different. You did have your SPY bouncing off its 200 weekly MA, which also is SPX. We don't cover SPX here on the channel, as well as we also don't cover NDQ, and that is just because we are trading SPY and QQ. So why are we not going to chart SPY and QQ? These are the ETFs that track the NDQ or NDX and the SPX. So yeah. All right, so yeah, you do have your close over the 200 week in May. At the same time, you have this. Is this a bullish divergence here? Is that 149 right there, 155? So it's not a bullish divergence over on QQQ, but you do have one on SPY here, going like that, and we do also have that. We can show you right there, and then on top of that, we also have this big triple bullish divergence right there. As you are going down there, I told you guys that I would be letting you guys know when the signals that a bottom is forming is coming, and I'm letting you guys know in this video. I also let you guys know in the last weekly update, but I am confirming here, guys. Yes, we do have a likely bottom forming. All right, there's no denying it, and I'm not gonna let my emotions and my bias shield this from me. I am playing the upside. All right, currently I'm not playing the upside, but I am not missing the mother of all short squeezes. All right, we all saw what happened here. Honestly, this was an absolute explosion on my accounts. Like, I'm talking 10 to 20x just in this span, or I mean, I guess somewhere over here and then that span. My point is that there is much money to be made on calls to the upside. All right, much money. There will be times to play downside on our short squeeze, as there was over here. But as you see, no, we just kept pushing. All right. And as you see, the momentum actually took a very long time to fizzle out up here. You went all the way from up here, 400, all the way to 430. So $30 move. So $300 move on SPX. While you are in this overbought territory. All right, even though we're approaching that right now, I'm going to make my case this video for why I don't believe, and that is going off the TA. All right, that is not a bias or anything. That is me using my big picture point of view. I know what event comes on November 2nd. I know how charts normally work. All right, and yeah, I know what the TA is suggesting. So even though we are reaching up here and this has occurred up here, we can stay up here for quite some time. I don't think it is our time yet. Okay, I do think the next 1 to 1.5 weeks until November 2nd, it could be down weeks. All right. So now that we went over the daily time frame, well, I guess we didn't completely go over the daily time frame. You have your RSI crossing over 50 as we speak. It's at 51. I want to see that over 55, and that demonstrates to me that bulls are taking control of the situation. All right. The same way, if you get under 45 on your RSI, then bears are gaining control over the situation. All right. Your CCI is going straight up. Your stochastic is crossing straight up. I've mentioned several times over the past week, the daily time frame has been rather bipolar, like straight up. QQ, SPY, and VIX, their daily time frames have trolled the crap out of us. Luckily, I mean, I didn't trade off of the daily time frame. Over the last week, 2 weeks, I just didn't. I started acknowledging back here that, like, holy crap, this thing is bipolar. It's not working. So luckily, I did not make any trades based off of this, which is why we are going to be taking what we're talking about right now with a grain of salt. So yeah, you do have your CCI pointing straight up, but then again, I mean, it was happening this day, and then you gap down, and then, oh, it didn't resume. You had another down day, and then boom, you shot up after now your CCI is hinging in the downward direction, and your stochastic was crossing down. So even though we have the stochastic crossing up here, and oh, look at that. All right, we will talk about that in a sec. Even though this is the picture on our oscillators here, I want to remind you guys, it has faked us out every single time. Look at how many different fake outs the stochastic had. All right, it's not just a clean way up like this. No, it was holy botched it. Straight troll mode. All right, straight troll mode. But now let's go over to VIX. Okay, so you have your oscillators all the way up here at overbought extremes on QQ and SPY, whereas VIX, that moves opposite to SPY, all right, opposite to S&P 500 SPX, is all the way down here at oversold. All right, as we can see, it can stay down here. It doesn't have to stop right here. But the smaller time frames do suggest that we will be seeing the indices cool off. And it does align with my personal big picture point of view here, which we will be going over. But yeah, dude, you have your oversold, or you have your oscillators hitting oversold over here. Your RSI is just at the 50 mark as well. It's at 49. So we're going to need to see this either go under 40. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't, the RSI doesn't really work exactly the same as it does on SPY and QQ for VIX. And that's just because VIX itself is an oscillator. It's literally a derivative oscillator that is directly controlled by puts and calls. All right. When people buy calls and they sell puts, VIX goes up. When they sell calls and buy puts, no, wait, I said that wrong. If they buy calls and sell puts, VIX goes down. If they buy puts and sell calls, VIX goes up. That's just how it works, and that's why it moves opposite to SPY. And it also just goes to show you guys, the derivative market controls SPY. All right, the derivatives market literally controls the market. All right, the actual market that we see. The options market is huge. All right, and that is actually why I do believe we had this volume spike here on Friday. But I do also want to point out that we do have a bullish engulfing candle on QQ and SPY, so that is something to note as well. But again, I mean, we had that over here, and boom, next day, not get your confirmation on that. You did over the next few days, but oh, boom, you fell back down. So we're going to have to see what happens here. But you do have that bullish engulfing candle with an astounding amount of volume, similar to what we had over here on CPI and similar to what we had over here when we had our September OPEX, our quarterly OPEX, which was September 30th. And the reason for this volume spike, in my personal opinion, is, and I don't know this for sure. I have no crystal ball. I have no idea what actually went on behind the scenes. But I can put two and two together and realize that, okay, October 21st was the monthly OPEX. That's what I was playing for a while. All right. A lot of options. Oh, stupid fly. Almost got it. Missed the fly. But yeah, I mean, guys, a lot of options got repositioned / expired on Friday. All right. So I'm just saying, guys, the options market, the derivatives market controls the normal market, the stock market that we see. All right. And, put two and two together. You got a lot of money expiring / repositioning. And what do dealers have to do when options are bought? Well, they have to hedge and de-hedge. What does that do? The de-hedging and hedging. Well, they have to hedge 100 shares or de-hedge 100 shares per every contract. All right. So, again, put two and two together. That's likely why we had this volume spike here. So even though we do have the bullish engulfing candle, without the monthly OPEX here, I don't think it would have been with volume. All right, and I still believe this is going to be a fake out, and we're going to talk about that right now. All right, so going over the 4-hour time frame, we're here on Mr. SPY right here. We'll start off with QQQ. QQ, if you guys look, 214 right there, 170 right there. QQ looks like it's about to make it a higher high with a clear as day lower low or lower high here on the CCI. All right, if you do end up pushing up, this is likely to be just about a double top right there. Which means, yeah, QQ might have a little more ways to go to the upside, and then that's going to form that. Or we could have this play out right here. All right, and you have SPY. SPY already has a bearish divergence going on because you were coming down here, well, as you clear as they are right there at that level. I think you passed that level. Yeah, you passed that level slightly. So definitely got that bearish divergence going on over here. And at the same time, I want to point your attention to this. Your stochastic, all right, sloppy circle right there. We'll go over to QQ. It's the same exact thing. Your stochastic shows that you are losing steam. What happened last time? You started stalling out last time you saw candles like that. All right, it was right here and on this candle. And then boom, next few candles you stalled out. And then boom, after the next two candles, you had this wicked sell-off that, holy crap, the range on this candle was 273 all the way down to 263. So you had a $10 range on that 4-hour candle. That's nuts. And that's why I say volatility is likely coming in this week. We just had that monthly OPEX, and I'm just saying, guys, when there's a lot of money repositioning with the derivatives market, it can't be done all in one day, which is likely why we will be seeing a lot of that those expired contracts. They got paid out, and now they're going to be repositioning this week. So now you're going to have the dealers de-hedging and hedging like crazy this week. All right, so that is going to be a thing, and that is likely why we're going to see a lot of volatility surrounding this week. Now, we also do have FOMC coming up, which is, again, why I think we will have a lot of volatility surrounding this week, because it's the week before FOMC. I think FOMC, November 2nd. Let's just see. When does, I think that is next Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. All right. It's next Wednesday, so we have a week and a half until then. All right, and I personally, I do think, guys, we are probably going to go lower, or we make the higher high / like a double bottom here. Either way, I think we're about to come down and test this. All right, now here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's finish going over the 4 hour and 1 hour time frame. I was about to move to something else, but then I realized again, ADHD me, Henry, completely forgot to finish going over the 4 hour and 1 hour time frames. All right, so yeah, you have your stochastic showing here on the 4 hour time frame that you were losing strength. At the same time, you have this hinging right here. You got your bearish divergence. Maybe it nullifies itself. I have no idea. Okay, but we come over here to VIX and we have the opposite picture. All right, you nullified your bullish divergence that you had going on right here. You nullified it, so it doesn't exist anymore. You still have this wedge kind of pattern shaping up here. And then you still have that shaping up right there. You didn't end up breaking down. And at the same time, you got that. I mean, we had that over here, but at the same time, you have this wedge forming right here. You have your oscillators looking like you're about to get a buy signal over here on the 4 hour time frame, going through the momentum sell line slash. I mean, I kind of, I guess I should switch out how I'm talking about these. I should call this the buy line and this the sell line. So yeah, I guess moving forward, guys, we will refer to this line as the buy line and this line as the sell line. All right, just that's not actually what they're called, but that is what we will refer to them as because we use them so often. And then you come over to the hourly time frame, all right, and you have this bullish divergence here on the VIX. All right, I mentioned you had the bullish divergence. Where was it? We've been carving one out for quite some time. It was over here. You had one, and you continue to go lower. All right, and you nullified that, but now you have this. All right, and now you clear as day. Have a lower low there. Well, you have the higher low right there. All right, and at the same time you have that, you have this going on over on SPY. All right, you don't have any clear as day bearish divergence going on here, which if you're new here, that is honestly, that is what I love to see. All right, if you have a bearish divergence like your oscillator, it's just signaling, hey guys, you're running out of steam. Your momentum that's supporting the room is completely running out, or supporting the move is completely running out. But I want to point out that you did make these higher highs right there, and after hours you did make the lower low or the lower high right there on your CCI, which honestly to me this looks like you are going to be pushing back up. You're going to push back up, and this CCI is likely going to do something like that. Then you're going to get action like that leads towards a 375 all the way down to 367. That was like a $7 to $8 sell-off right there. Or you could have a bearish divergence like that form. My point is things are running out. All right, so you are likely to start cycling back down and at least have your oscillators come back down here. And obviously we don't have crystal balls, but I mean, I'm going to keep you guys up to date on these as we go anyway. So yeah, we will not be missing anything. But over here on VIX, you have that. And then over here on QQ and SPY, you have the exact opposite picture. So what does that point to? Again, downside, short-term downside here on SPY, and short-term upside here on VIX. All right. I have no crystal ball. I have no way of knowing these things are going to happen. But hey, we have warning signs here on the chart. And that is what we go by each and every day. All right. So now I actually want to show you guys what was happening on, I was watching this happen. I was really hoping it. I actually mentioned it in Friday's video. We saw it happening. And I mentioned that I really hope this happens. Now, they shoved this thing down right at close. So it did not end up getting you or your 85% probability that SPY will have a down day within the next 2 trading sessions. But what I still want to point out is that we did have this going on. All right, here to here. All right. Actually, I don't know why that line's there. It started right here. All right, you literally started running. Just watch both sides. All right, I can't point to both sides because obvious reasons there. But you were rising here while SPY was rising. So VIX was rising with SPY again right here, going right into the end of the day, right up until this high right here. VIX was rising in tandem with SPY. What does that tell me, guys? What does that tell you guys? All right, guys, people are buying puts. All right, big money's buying puts. Whoever has enough money to control the movement of VIX is buying puts. Okay, I understand right into the close. You had calls being bought and you had puts being sold. All right, because again, that's what moves Mr. VIX. But yeah, guys, all right, this whole run was being sold into is what I'm getting at. It was literally getting sold off. So I'm not saying a rug pull is coming, but Again, you were very close to having VIX close positive. If you did have VIX close up here, you would have closed positive. You would have had SPY positive, and that would have signaled that you had an 85% probability of having a down day with the next 2 trading sessions on SPY. Now, I do want to point something out. We can come over to, I think it was Thursday. We got our, yeah, it was Thursday. VIX was down with SPY down. VIX was actually down more than SPY. That's crazy. VIX was down with SPY down, which gave us an 85% probability that we will have an up day within the next 2 trading sessions. Now, I want to point out the psychology of why this actually happens, all right? Well, here's the thing. It's very simple. VIX moves off of, again, it moves up when puts are being bought and calls are being sold. It moves down when calls are being bought and puts are being sold. All right, so the only reason it falls while SPY is falling is because someone is buying calls and they're selling puts. All right, so that was my warning sign that I called out here on the channel. And I mean, I didn't think it was going to happen on Friday, but it clearly did happen on Friday. It's just an update on the October contracts, guys. I am letting them do whatever the hell they want. I'm going to be perfectly fine. I'm going to be completely honest. It was a mistake even trying to trade this. Moving forward, I'm going to attempt to only trade the best setups. All right. I was doing that for quite some time. I was remaining patient, and over the last few weeks, I just kind of forgot about letting the trade setup come to you, and I was trying to trade what I thought was going to be happening. And that's what forcing a trade really looks like, guys. Go back to my videos. I mean, I guess never mind. The TA is just in the videos. Realistically, all in all, guys, these videos are pretty dope. I'm gonna be honest. I give a lot of freaking info in here, and I really don't think a lot of it is biased. I think it's just me literally telling you guys, like, hey, what's going on? But yeah, guys. All right. So you got your weekly time frame suggesting you have a bottom forming. All right, and it's the same over here on VIX. All right. I don't expect VIX to have an absolute massive spike going into the upcoming week, and that's just because, hey, look where you are. Okay, this is something I mean, like, I was very convinced we were having a crash. We even had the technical setup there. All right, you had your technical crash indicator popping off, and yeah, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, this time was different, and it sucks to say that, but I mean, I'm not gonna say I was wrong about it, guys. Like, we shouldn't be expecting that this time is going to be different. I was making a trade off of this time not being different. It definitely was different. All right, I can't deny it. So I mean, sucks that happened, but I can't really say I'm shamed because I'm just doing what the charts are suggesting. That's really all in all. That's it. And I mean, the daily time frame was bullish as hell. The weekly time frame, the signal, guys, it's not bullish to me. Not bullish at all. But hey, that signal is invalidated now, and now we're back above it. So yeah, all in all, guys, the technicals over here on the daily time frame called the crap out of this move. All right, like, it really did. You could have even went long over here, and you still could have played that move. Now, I will also say, no, they did save the market. Okay, like, if things didn't happen, if we didn't have some of these crazy days, and then I think it was actually, yeah, on Friday they dropped the Wall Street Journal. They dropped how I mentioned in Friday's video that I didn't know what happened at first, but I found out what happened. Yeah, Wall Street Journal literally dropped an article when the title was like, "How does the Fed signal that they're slowing rates without causing a market rally?" or something along the lines of that. Yeah, guys. Again, like, the charts predict the news. The news, like, comes out, like, I mean, I'm just saying, guys. All right. Um, you didn't really have any big signal that you were going to be going up, but I did tell you guys, your oscillators are down over here. It is likely that we at least have a bounce. Now, I didn't think this was happening. I had no idea. I gave a morning update on Webull, and I said that any bounce is likely to be short-lived. Well, you know what? And then, yeah, that happened. And yeah, I mean, that's bullish. All right, that is bullish. But again, I mean, if they didn't do that, dude, we probably would have had a really bad day. All right, you probably would have seen this whole move wiped in one day. Look where we were. We were opening up down 1.6% on QQQ. We rallied so freaking high. Let me just, like, look at this move from pre-market low. This is a 4% move, guys. Like, this is what I'm saying. Volatility is crazy right now. It's absolutely insane. So, I mean, never a better time to be a trader, but at the same time, like, I'm serious. I really do wish I didn't trade last week and the week before. I really just, like, would have been so much better off without it. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm gonna be perfectly fine. I'm just gonna trade whatever's in front of me, and I'm gonna make sure I have enough money to continue to do so. That's pretty much it. And honestly, this goes for you guys too. Guys, never put yourself in a situation where you're gonna wipe out all of your funds, because then, hey, you never can get back up. You have to completely start over, and that sucks. All right, so. I've been there many times, and I'm just saying, guys, like, that is a pain that, like, we shouldn't even, like, consider. We should not, like, even expose ourselves to this. So, I mean, I personally, I was definitely overexposed to the downside, because I thought I thought I was, guys, I thought I was getting rich. I thought I was making, like, overnight hundreds of thousands of dollars. I didn't. I didn't. It was I mean, I want to say it was worth a shot, but it was not worth a shot. All right. I was doing perfectly fine. Steadily seeing accounts go up, and things aren't too bad. Not too shabby, but I mean, seeing a what is that? 57K down to 39K. It's an $18,000 difference that trying to trade these past 2 weeks has caused me. I am not a fan. All right. I am not a fan of that, and honestly, yeah, I mean, so all in all, it wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it. And that's like a lesson that I want to extend to you guys. All right, guys. Don't bet big. All right? Just don't. Okay? Keep going for the base hits. Don't bet big because you think, "Okay, this is my chance. This is my chance." Never think like that. Just don't, because it's not going to lead to good things. All right? Maybe you do win at one time, but what happens next time if you tell yourself that? All right? So, yeah, that is about it. The last thing I will point out here is we do have our first weekly indecision candle here on what is this, the 2-year? Yeah, on the 2-year. Now I do want to just go over and show you guys what happens when we do start stalling out here. We have up weeks. All right, this was our stalling out week. Oh, what happened here? It was a big update, up week. We went up 7% on the NASDAQ. All right, that was just when we had this stall out candle, this indecision candle form right there. The next week, next week, I'm not gonna lie, we did not have an update or an up week. But again, you started falling here on yields. Oh, you started your uptrend right here. All right, and now you had, you had your bond market calling BS right here. There's that. All right. But I'm just saying, guys, it is, I'm not going to say it's likely, but I'm saying there is a chance that, we do start stalling out. I mean, you do have this divergence, but keep in mind, this is like driven by inflation expectations. So, it really does depend. I mean, like the technicals here, they really, like, in my opinion, on the bonds and stuff, they really, like, in this current environment, they're not really going to matter too much. You can't really weigh them heavily. But they are there, and I'm just saying, guys, we could be stalling out here on the 2-year, which means, and by the way, it works for the other ones too. But what I do want to point out is that you did not go down on your 30-year. Look at this, like, and that's why I'm pointing out the 2-year, right? Because what the heck, dude? You have that, and then you have that, and then you come over here to the 5-year, 10-year. Yeah, you had up weeks on all the other ones. You just didn't on the 2-year, which I showed you guys in a previous video. What Jay Bravo taught me, like probably over a year ago, where you have this right here, federal funds. All right, and we could just bring it over to the line chart. All right, and we can bring it off auto right there. Bring it off percent as well. And there we go. All right. And we bring up the 2-year. All right. So the 2-year, guys, we have to see our federal funds rate rise to this, or at least like touch that level right there, touch the 2-year, or they're not going to be pivoting. Like, that's just kind of like how it works. All right. And I'm not saying like they don't do it soon, because like this can happen. Like something like this. I mean, well, actually, that was in a month. Let's look on the weekly time frame. All right, in the weekly time frame, yeah, never mind. It took quite some time for that to actually play out. So you know what? I don't know. I don't think this problem is going anywhere. I just do believe that the market is going to push it to the side as Jerome Powell eases everyone. That is personally what I believe the charts are suggesting. Okay. I have no crystal ball. I have no idea. Okay. I have no idea what is actually going to be coming. But as you guys have seen, you guys have been witnesses to it, okay? Like, straight up, the charts have continuously got our backs, all right? So if the charts are putting in some bottoming signals, some bullish signals, I'm not going to avoid them, just because of the current situation. All right. Obviously, we do have a lot of room here to the upside. All right. That is about $40 here on Mr. SPY if we were to go up over the next few weeks. All right. And maybe we end up breaking out. I don't think so, though. I think we are most likely going to continue this irrational bear market with these wild swings. All right. And maybe we end up doing something like this. All right. And then look at the range. Once you're up here, look at this range. All right. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. $100. Now, I'm just saying, I still going lower is not off the table. All right, guys. We do have FOMC coming up, and FOMC, it's either going to produce a tradable bottom or it's going to produce us going lower. All right, it's one or the other. We all know it's a big event. I kind of want to have a strangle going into it, but I'm going to be completely honest. I have botched the most recent strangles, and last CPI, I literally had the strangle and then like closed the strangle, the call side of the strangle right before that. And then like, yeah, I mean, so like all the times I have gotten up the courage to enter said strangle, which has been 3 times now, trying to play these CPI FOMC events. Yeah, it's been like a day or two before, and I have cut one of the sides. So like I don't know. I don't know if I'm probably not going to be playing a strangle is what I'm getting at. All right. I still want to, I'm going to keep trying them, but I'm going to be straight up. All right. I am going to be waiting on this one because you know what? I've had a rough past 2 weeks, and I'm going to be honest. I'd rather even not trade right now. All right. But again, I mean, I told you guys, I will not be missing that short squeeze. I will not miss it. I witnessed what happened to my accounts with the last short squeeze, and I know how to play them. So I will be playing them. All right, guys, with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video, which will be tomorrow. So good luck tomorrow intraday. You don't even need to go over to Webull now. I will be posting them on YouTube. All right, now the thing is, I can't post as many pictures. I think it only limits me to like, it's either 3 or 6 pictures here on YouTube. Or maybe it's 5 pictures. I don't know. Either way, it's not the 9 pictures that Webull lets me do. So if you guys see me talking about stuff and you don't see the chart there, well, that's why. All right, I can't put that many attachments in. All right, guys, with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next update. Peace.